Lily Cavanaugh from Executive Director of Ohio Commission for Latino Affairs. Lily, welcome to Mujer Latina Today.
Thank you.
Last Saturday, we had a summit in Lorena, Ohio. The White House came here to learn about our issues. Could you please share with us how was the event and how was successful? How many participants were there?
The event was extremely successful, and we are very thankful to Latinos throughout the state who made this a priority for their day to come and to have the opportunity of spending a full day talking and looking for solutions to our problems with about 18 federal officials and folks representing the Obama administration. We had close to 350 participants in the summit, and these folks represented Latinos from all over the state. Quite a bit of them were from the north part of the state, and that was one of the reasons why we wanted to host this summit in Lorraine, because we know that there's higher density of Hispanics in the north part of Ohio. But we also had really good representation from central Ohio, the Dayton, Miami Valley area, all the way down to Cincinnati, and other corners of the state, Canton, Akron, even Youngstown. We had extended this invitation to the summit to surrounding states. So we also have representatives from Indiana and from Kentucky who joined us for the summit. So it was really a great opportunity to meet leaders from across the state and to realize that there are a lot of people that are seeking to resolve the same kinds of issues and who are engaged and who are very committed to making life better for all of us Hispanic Ohioans.
There were roundtable discussions about issues. People stand up and say, my issues is this one. Tell me about the feedback.
Well, we had a total of 26 topics that the community presented as interesting areas that they wanted to have discussions on. And I think that overall the feedback we've had has been extremely positive. To a point, I think a lot of people knew they were coming to this meeting, but they were not exactly sure what to expect. And it was hard for them to imagine, how is this going to work? How is it that I am going to be heard? How can they have this opportunity of listening to me when there's going to be 350 others? And so they did not really know how this was going to work out. But I think that at the end, folks were extremely satisfied in the sense that they had every opportunity to not only share the topics of interest among themselves and with other leaders, but also they had full access to all these federal officials who were there to listen and to try to, share information, and more important, trying to learn about, what are the barriers and what are the problems that we are having as far as accessing services, and how can we solve these problems? What can we do right now concretely to make a difference, to try to improve what is being done? So overall, it was a positive experience.
But they have problems, but they also have learned how to resolve those problems, and they were sharing their successful stories. Is correct?
Yes, and that was a very important part of this summit, that a lot of these federal officials got to hear, this is how the Latino community in Ohio and different parts of the state is dealing with this particular challenge. So those are best practices that make a huge difference for them, because as we were told during the summit, probably the result of a lot of these conversations may not be a new law or something completely, totally, radically different, but it might be a tweaking of how something is being done. How can they become more efficient? How can these services more directly or quickly reach the people that really need to have the services? And what can they learn from us of our experience right here working in the state, so that they can be more effective in the delivery of government services?
What is next?
What is next? Well, two things are happening right now. The first thing is that the White House is going to put together a report that summarizes the conversations and the action steps from all of the different conversations that took place. And we hope to be receiving that report here in the next few weeks. As soon as that becomes available, we'll be more than happy to share it to everyone. And that is going to generate the next steps, because during the discussions, the main question asked is, what can we do about this now in the short term? And so there were actual action steps that were discussed in each one of those groups. So we want to go back to those groups and say, okay, this is what you said should and could be done. Let's work on it. Let's tackle it. And secondly, right now available online is the list of the 26 topics that the Ohio Summit presented. Lorena will share with you the website is called laplaza.net. And the interesting thing is that at laplaza.net, they are documenting not only our Ohio Summit, but all the other summits across the country. And if you were to go there, you'll see that some places they had only 5 or 6 topics. In others, they had 18, 16, 17. But it will be interesting for you to see, what is important to people in Miami, Florida, or in Texas, or in Arizona, or in some of the many other parts of the country. And what are the common trends? Do we have the same problems or the same opportunities? And I think that's a great opportunity for us to try to learn from each other, not only within Ohio, but also from other states, and see what they are doing to tackle some of these challenges and to take advantage of the opportunities.
Lily, we were there. We saw many Latinos. How would you define the Latinos that live in Ohio?
I think our people are extremely bright, very committed. We saw folks that really got a chance to share their stories and to let us know, how much they are invested and involved in trying to make Ohio a better place for everyone. And in part, I think it was important for us to also have the chance to get personal and hear the stories of the representatives from the White House of Hispanic Heritage, because when you hear their stories, you realize, wow, these people are really not that different from us, and they have had to struggle and they have had to overcome challenges and to really take opportunities that have come in order to be able to serve where they serve right now. We realize that all of them are extremely passionate about their work and very committed to the cause of making Latinos first-class citizens and to enable us to take those positions of responsibility and leadership that are there. So we were extremely proud of everyone that attended the summit. Each had a lot to contribute, and we feel that this was a great opportunity to empower and to increase the leadership of our Latinos in Ohio.
As soon as you receive the report, promise me that you will be share with us the report.
Absolutely. Yes, we will share it, and I think that report will be a very important instrument to all of us here in Ohio to really go deeper and understand, what are we going to do to improve ourselves? And if we all commit to it, I think we can really target some specific goals and make some changes that are going to impact the lives of many people.
For a Latino, a Latina, that it was difficult for them to participate in this summit, do you have a message for them?
Well, for those of you that did not have the chance to be with us this time, I would say this is just the first of many. As I mentioned during the event itself, it was a historical day. This is something that had not ever happened in Ohio, had never happened in the Midwest, and we in Ohio are the trailblazers. And my challenge to everyone who participated was to make that not an event and an end in itself, but the beginning of a journey, of a process. And we will be coming back to all of you looking for your participation and engagement so that we can actually accomplish some of the goals that were set during that day. And we will continue to work together. We look forward to having Latinos from the north of the state, the south, and the center working together and sharing together, because we have a lot to offer and it's our time to shine.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.